Hey, what's going on to everybody in the YouTube world and on social media in general? My name is Brian. I am the creator and moderator of the Brian Speaks On channel. For those who are familiar with me and what I tend to talk about, I usually cover topics that are hot on the current spectrum. Uh, it could range from politics, black culture, global economics, whatever is really like stirring right now. And what I am going to be doing now and for the coming future is I'm going to start exploring a particular series. And I am going to call this series the Positive Black Manosphere series. Yes, I am using that word purposely because I know that, um, generally speaking, it is a triggering word. It is a derogatory word that is being used. Um, I want to kind of flip that word and make it a little bit more positive, at least in my little pocket dimension of virtual reality and the internet here. I'm going to start this series by talking about a particular issue. Every video that I make going forward for the unforeseeable future is going to be delving into various aspects of black male culture and things that we should be talking about, things that we kind of are talking about, but we're not talking about the right way. This series is not designed to bash anybody. It is not designed to belittle black women, especially. Um, Although I will say respectfully that this series is not about black women. This series is about black men. And this series is not about denigrating black men. This series is about me being a black man that just wants to honestly talk about issues that are affecting black men and how those issues morph out and manifest to affect other people outside of black men, but especially starting with black men. Again, this is not a video series that is designed to chastise black men, down us, you know, denigrate us, like I said earlier. It is meant to be an honest dialogue about subjects that we need to talk about, but we need to talk about productively, and we need to stop creating this shock jock culture of not only pivoting and skipping away from what we need to be talking about, but using our insecurities to as weapons against others, projecting our insecurities on other groups and so on, and genders, especially our lady counterparts, you know. But again, no disrespect to the ladies, but this is not about y'all. um, this first chapter, I guess I'll go by chapter, is something that I want to focus on in regards to the physical health of black men. I am inspired to create this series based on recent events with a certain notable person who is no longer a part of society with us. I'm not gonna delve into the story. Y'all who are in the black zone of culture and current affairs know who I'm referring to. I'm not, avoiding naming names for any you know, acrimonious reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I'm just not here for to further the narrative that his name invokes. Good or bad, positive, negative, divisive. Unifying. I'm just not. It never really was interesting to me. People who are in that realm of that niche of what I consider to be exploitation is just not something that I'm just not interested in talking about that. I'm interested in talking about this. And again, for me, I want to start with our physical health. And black men, we need to start talking about physical health. Yes, this series was a brainchild, you know, and I gotta give credit where it's due. It was a brainchild of my wife, who, when we were talking about the unfortunate demise of one particular person, she was stressing how one of the most frustrating things about what's going on in the social media circles and stuff is like you don't see representation of non-toxic black masculinity being spoken about. You see these influencers and they are influencing black men in a very toxic manner. It's still really all about patriarchy, having our insecurities placated to and appeased to, while at the same time giving ourselves like this self-glorifying, aggrandized energy that honestly a lot of us have not earned. But again, I'm not trying to veer away from what I want to talk about. I'm just giving a summary of what kind of inspired me to do this. So again, in the conversation that I was having with my wife, she talked about how refreshing it would be to have legit, men of character talking about what needs to be spoken about in a way where it's not being weaponized to down on anyone, but it's being spoken about to uplift the demographic that needs to be uplifted, because that's really what it is with us. We need upliftment. We're searching for, like, it seems like we're searching for some kind of person to represent us that will, just lay down some kind of stamp of what black male masculinity is. And it's not a monolithic thing, but it is a generalized thing. And a lot of aspects of the general aspects of black masculinity is not very positive. It's not based and grounded in positive energy. And that's why you get a lot of what you get out here. You get a lot of this projection in a negative way, because a lot of our, what we identify with and associate and correlate with black masculinity are very deeply rooted in some disturbingly negative roots. But again, today's chapter is physical health. And I want to start by, when we're talking about physical health, at least when I'm talking about physical health, I'm talking about physical health from the inside out. You cannot be a healthy individual on the outside, or you can, I guess for a certain amount of time you can look healthy on the outside, but you are not a healthy person if you are not healthy on the inside first. You have to focus on what you are putting into your body and how you are treating the inside, because what's going on the inside manifests outwardly. So it has to start from within. So that being said, probably the most important thing that contributes to health, physical health, starts with what we're eating and how we're eating. So black men, I want y'all to look at yourself honestly. Look at your habits, look at your daily, weekly, during the day eating habits. What we tend to do is we tend to look at things from strictly a micro point of view. Like, you'll eat something in the morning and you think to yourself, well, it was just a donut. It's just a donut. It's not that big of a deal. But when you eat donuts every day, it adds up to a very big deal, especially when you accumulate that type of habit on a daily basis over a very long period of time, because these things happen over a long period of time. But when the decline actually starts, like when you get to that tipping point and you start to decline, the decline is way faster, than the build up to the decline. So I stress eating a particular kind of way. Now, eating a particular kind of way does not mean sacrificing the enjoyment of food. It just means that you have to pay a little bit more attention to how you eat. You have to pay more attention to the portions, the sizes of what you eat, and what those portions, what ratios of what go into these portions. So you just want to start by slowly, because these things don't happen, in overnight or with the snap of a finger. You have to do this stuff incrementally, because if you're not eating well, then you can't just turn around and just start eating well. Your body needs to transition into eating well. Now, again, eating well does not mean sacrificing taste, flavor. As a matter of fact, it's almost the opposite. When you actually talk to people who are clean eaters, one of the main things like they'll talk to you about is when they're preparing food, the way that they season it. So you're not sacrificing flavor, man. You're just being conscious of how you're seasoning your food and what amount of what you can use, depending on what it is that you're cooking. When does it become too much to where it starts to be more toxic to your body rather than helpful to the flavor of your food? It's just little basic stuff like that, and it's not hard to it's really not hard to ratio when you get into it. It's just like, when you're cooking something that you enjoy cooking, but you, instead of using something like days old canola oil, you use some fresh olive oil instead. And instead of dipping your chicken in flour and frying it, you season it. You use things, like oregano or cilantro, you know a little bit of onion powder, things like that, and you bake it instead of frying it. Little, tidbits like that. I mean, there's so many varieties of ways to eat clean and eat enjoyably. I'm not making this video just for that, because that would be a whole separate video and I'm already wasting a lot of time. So just, one thing you have to understand is you have to change the way that you eat. That's the bottom line. You have to change the way that you eat, and you have to change the size and ratio of how you eat. Now, what you can do is you can eat more frequently during the day, but eat smaller portions. It allows your body to burn off what it is that you're eating, especially if you're eating clean. It digests better, it passes through your body better. You're able to get it in and get it out. Now, of course, that part of clean eating as well is not eating out. Too many people, when you talk about, especially nowadays, like, people just aren't really inclined to be cooking a lot. I understand in today's world, it's most people aren't living 9 to 5 and applying the same old school rigid schedule to where you knew around a certain time of evening you'd be home, you'd be able to cook, and so on and so forth. A lot of people are living very flexible lives. They got things going on. You wind up eating out a lot. It's very convenient now, especially with DoorDash and all this other stuff, where you can just order something. It's just so much more convenient. Convenient does not equal healthy. It's quick fix. And most quick fixes do not involve health. I mean, there are some, I guess there are some alternatives, like if you go to like Fresh and Go or some place like that and eat a lot, but then, that becomes kind of pricey, especially when you could just make you a salad and bake you some chicken, cut it up, and boom, voila, there you go. Have it in your house, and yeah, you can have it for days instead of having it for one night. But anyway, most of the time, foods from outside are processed. They're not natural. They don't provide any actual nutrition. Most of it are just like empty calorie GMO, Monsanto based products. They're full of preservatives. They're designed to last a long time without going bad. So, ergo, all the preservatives and chemicals and artificial stuff that these foods are laced with. When you go shopping, try to be as organic as you can. Try to eat as much vegetables as you can. It could be frozen vegetables. I mean, you could put vegetables in the freezer. I mean, certain ones, and try to hold them off and keep them preserved for a little longer and try to stretch them out. Yeah, you will not be able to just keep stuff in the cabinet for a long period of time or in the fridge, but you're doing yourself a much bigger favor by eating clean. Eating clean just allows the body to process and get the nutrients that it needs. And it also preps your body for when you actually start to become active physically, which is the next stage. Before we get to the next stage, though, some of the values that you get from eating clean aren't necessarily related to just weight. It's related to your inner health. Now, you eat clean and you exercise, you maintain yourself to a particular level. You don't have to worry about certain things as you get older. You don't have to worry about things like having bad cholesterol, which now you're not having problems with heart disease. You're not having problems with, clotting of the arteries and clogging of the arteries, I should say. For us men, you're not um, you're not putting your body in a particular position to where you need to supplement with artificial substances in order to maintain certain things, i.e., blue pills. You know, it's you have the natural stamina and the natural drive to keep your libido healthy as well, because you're not struggling with inner turmoil within your body system. So it's just something to think about. We men, we like to be macho. We like to, we especially us 40 pluses. We want to show that, hey, we're still very much capable here. Still do what we need to do and want to do. Without help. And we're proud. We want to show that we can do the damn thing. Eating clean goes a long way into helping with that. So, with that being said, now we want to move to the physical aspect of being healthy, which is the outer part, which is the exercising. And, people hear exercise and I think they make it more than what it is. Exercise can be so many things. One of the things it definitely does not have to be is overwhelming. You don't need to do too much, especially too soon. Exercise can be something as simple as when you get to where you live, instead of just walking right into your home or building or what have you, you take another route. You take the long way. You walk around the block. You stay active. You move around. You don't get sedentary. it's as simple as starting that way. It can be something as simple as saying, hey, I have a bike. I used to ride a bike. I can ride a bike still. You ride your bike to the store and you ride it back. You ride it down the block and you ride it back. The next day, you ride it down an extra block and you ride it back. It's all incremental. It all builds up. It's all a progression. And the more you progress, the more inspired you become. And while you're eating clean and while you're exercising, you're gaining more energy. You're burning off the excess weight, which is making you lighter. You're feeling better. Your skin is tighter. Your skin is smoother. There are many intersectional benefits to simply eating clean and being active. Once you get yourself to a certain level of activity to where you have to, first of all, you want to build your stamina up to do anything. Because if you have no stamina, you can't do much of nothing, at least not effectively. So that's why I talk about walking. That's why I talk about jogging, bicycling. Things like that, they're low stress, low impact exercises. You build up your stamina to where now all of a sudden, hey, I could walk and put some ankle weights on and some wrist weights. Hey, I can do 5 push-ups. Wow, look at me. And I'm not saying that to be sarcastic. I'm saying that truly. It's all about embracing the little wins every day and enjoying the embracing of the progression, the slow incremental progression that you are creating for yourself. You're making yourself feel better. You're feeling good. You're looking better. Keep building that up, and just keep doing the little things. And people also, they think about physical activity. They think about exercise. They think, oh, now I got to join the gym. I got to get a membership. No, you can do everything you need is right in your home. First of all, you have your own body weight. That's good enough. Once you get to a level where your body weight is no longer something that provides resistance to you, then that's when you can switch it up if you want to. But you got your own body. Your own body is all the weight you need, especially in the beginning. You have your home, you have things within your home that allow you to do certain exercises in multiple ways. Like if you have a chair in your house, if you have a couch or a love seat, you have a plethora of different exercises that you can do. Go to YouTube. YouTube is our friend, and you can just search exercises at home, and you'll never get to the end of the list of videos that you can watch. Go along with low stress, low impact stuff. Just get yourself started, get yourself moving, get active, and do it for your betterment. Don't do it for the clicks, don't do it for the likes. Do it for your betterment. Do it so that you can feel better about you, because this is what needs to start happening. You need to start feeling better about you. When you feel better about you, you don't feel the need to talk about others. If you talk about others, you won't be talking about them in a negative way because you are no longer negative. That's where it really comes down to. Physical health is confidence. Physical health is just feeling good about oneself. It's not about being brolic and showing off or anything like that. It's about being healthy and being here for a long time and not just all of a sudden out of nowhere unceremoniously catching a heart attack at an age that's way too early for something like that to even be considered. This is not about body bashing or anything like that either. It's about health. If you are a naturally thick person, and it's just all about being healthy. It's about being healthy and shedding what doesn't need to be holding you down. But one thing also about exercise and eating, that it's a mentality of, when you were in school and you had that really dope teacher, you know, and they made whatever it was that they were teaching fun, and you knew that, if I had any other teacher, I'd have failed this class. But thank God I had so and so as my teacher. It's like that. When you enjoy what you do it to its maximum effectiveness. You don't slack because you're doing what you enjoy. So you want to embrace the mentality of enjoying what you're doing. You want to embrace the mentality of enjoying your progression into being a better person. And for men, we deal with a lot of toxicity as black men. The best thing we could be doing for ourselves is finding alternative, positive mind flows of outlets that keep us in a particular kind of zen, that allows us to build ourselves up to be better, to be the people that we claim that we want to be and that we claim that we should be seen as. We have to live up to a particular standard. We can't just demand a standard that we are not measuring up to. So physical health is very important. It's a very key component into achieving that. Confidence plays into so many multiple facets of one's quality of life. Physical health is a part of that dynamic. The better you feel on the outside and the inside, the better you are mentally. But we're going to get to the mental health in the next chapter. But for now, I'm going to end it with that. I am available for chats on my Facebook page. You can hit me up on Brian Speaks On. I'm going to try to figure out the comment section here on YouTube. I think I have my settings for people not to be able to comment. I got to figure that out. If someone can show me, please do, because I am a middle-aged guy and I'm getting less and less tech savvy as the years go on. So I can use all the help I can get. Anyway, much love to everybody. To whomever invests the time to listen to this, I hope this provided something for you. Please like and share. We need to talk more about things like this in this manner. I know I'm not a trailblazer here. I'm quite sure there are other men out here that are doing it. I just feel like if I'm doing my little part, it's not hurting anybody. I'm definitely not trying to influence people in a negative way. I'm trying to influence us for the better. I'm just trying to speak through my own personal method. So with that being said, much love to everybody. Again, I'm going to try to do these as frequently as possible. And again, much blessings to everyone, and to everyone out there. I say, be well, bless up.